patrons. I hope you're all doing well this afternoon. I wanted to share a little video with you about how I do some of my warm-ups, just a little behind the scenes. You may not know, but one of the most difficult things about playing the flute well is getting up into the high register with a really delicate, easy sound. One of the things that we learn early on and continue on working on throughout our careers is getting that beautiful, delicate sound in the high register. And I actually have a very specific method that I figured out a couple years ago with the help of my professor at university to get that beautiful sound in the high register. So I figured you might want to know about that, a little behind the scenes work. So the way the flute works, it's basically just a tube, and the keys are just lengthening and shortening the tube as you go up and down the scale. So to that end, the way that you get up into the high register is actually literally just through air control. We don't have an octave key like a clarinet or a saxophone does. It's all through the air. So the tendency, especially with beginning players, is to tense and to get the high register out by forming a really tense and tight embouchure. But that not only leads to lack of control in the high register, but also a very shrill sound, and that's not what we want. So what I'm working on today, and will be forever, is getting that beautiful sound in the high register that's produced, having some of those lower notes resonate. So what I'm going to show you here is a harmonic exercise. I'm going to finger the lowest note on the instrument. It's a B natural. And I'm just going to use my air to find each of the harmonic steps up the octave until I get that beautiful, delicate sound up top. And that's what I want. I want that gentle, beautiful sound. You might notice that there's a lot of low sounds going on there. Like, it doesn't sound like a pure sound up top. Actually, that's kind of what we want. I'm really right up close to the recorder right now, so you can hear all those low tones. But when you're out playing in a concert hall, those low tones don't actually sound into the audience. What you end up hearing is a really full resonant sound, but you don't actually hear that lower part of the sound that you're hearing right now when I'm up close. So this is the harmonic fingering, which means that, it's just this bottom B natural that I'm playing and using my air to get up to that top note, which happens to be an F sharp and one of my least favorite notes on the instrument. But this isn't how you finger that top F sharp, actually. The wonders of this flute, the Bohm style flute, is that we have so many keys that we've been able to invent fingerings to make those notes sound a little bit better. So that's going to take out some of that lower noise there, and also make the note presumably a little bit easier to play. So I'll just play the harmonic fingering and then show you the normal fingering in comparison, and you'll be able to kind of hear the difference between those. You'll see it took me a second to get up to the harmonic when I was using the low B fingering. That's because the normal fingering, the F sharp, is a little bit easier to get to, and I'm more used to it on the instrument. But you hear there's a lot less of that lower sound in there. That's because this particular combination of fingers on the flute eliminates that lower sound that you get from putting all the fingers down, but it's actually the same pitch. The flute looks really complicated, but it's a very simple instrument, which makes it really fun and really versatile. It means that you can use a lot of different sound colors, lots of different, experimentations. There are tons of cool extended techniques you can do simply because it's such a simple instrument. So this harmonic exercise is my absolute favorite to do, especially when I haven't played in a few days, because it trains my embouchure back correctly, and then I can get those high register notes without the pinching and the tension, and they just float out beautifully exactly like I want them to. I hope you've enjoyed this little behind the scenes glance at flute practicing, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks again for being my patrons. I'm more grateful to you all than I can possibly say. Take care.